In my original ballet production, I want the genre to be romantic. I want it to be a narrative with a story, and I want it to contain a corps de ballet made up of men and women and principal dancers, which would be a male and a female. The music is classical all throughout the production. The costumes are formal in all sections. The female is wearing a maroon tutu in the first and second sections, but in the final section she is wearing a light pink tutu with jewels. The male is wearing all black in the first two sections, but then he changes into tan pants and a white button-up shirt for the third section. These costumes are reflective of the early 1900s, and I want them to look very classical. The corps de ballet females are wearing gold tutus, and the males are wearing gold costumes as well, also very classical. This ballet would be presented in any ballet theater for anyone who is interested in seeing a romantic style ballet that tells a story. I would like the dance to have three sections. In the first section, I want the dance to be the male and female with the corps de ballet. Then the second section, I want the female to be alone at first, and then I want the male to be alone in the second part. And then in the third and final section, I want all of them together, the male and female with the corps de ballet again. I want the first section to be the male and female together at a party or gathering. They are there, but it is obvious turmoil between them. The movement shows moments of anguish with rapid motion and jerky movements, more like jerking the body from side to side and throwing the arms up in the air to show anger. It is obvious they are dating and have been fighting. The first section ends with the two going their separate ways or breaking it off and moving to separate sides of the stage. The corps de ballet throughout this whole section has been dancing very softly, to exaggerate the movement of the male and female that are in the center fighting, and it exaggerates the anguish between them. I want the second section to be the female dancing first by herself. I want her to begin by acting self-sufficient and very independent, with chin in the air and chest puffed out, and not acting like she needs a man to keep her happy. But I want her to then notice that she's sad and, realize that she does need him, and end with her head hanging down and, dancing slowly off the stage. I want the male section to go very similarly. He comes out and he's looking around for another woman to make him happy, and his chin's in the air and his chest is puffed out and he's happier without her. But he realizes at the end that he also needs her too, and so he leaves the stage with his head down and he's dancing slowly, and the music changes and makes it also seem sad. The final section, I want them to happen upon each other in the street, and the female sees him and she gets excited and nervous and is looking around and doesn't know what to do, and he does the same. And then when they cross paths, they begin talking and they exchange a glance and they realize that they do need each other, and the music picks up and they start dancing really happily and dancing together, and the corps de ballet is dancing very happily as well. And this just shows the curtain goes down on them, falling in love and coming back together. I think all the movement throughout this whole production would emphasize the emotions that one would feel whenever they go through a breakup, and then whenever you get back together with someone that you're meant to be with. I think that, the use of jerky movements whenever they are fighting would show the anguish and the way you fight when you're fighting with a significant other, that you are, jerking around and saying things you don't mean maybe and acting very rash. Whereas whenever they're falling back in love, it's more like they're swooning and happy and, smiling, and everyone can sense the happiness around them. And when they're lonely, you can see, with their head hanging down and their sadness, they know that they are meant to be with that person.